my perception is sometimes maybe there's a clash between cybersecurity, cyber insurance. Like these are very different things. They sort of,
Yeah.
let me ask the question this way. What would you say the role is for cyber insurance and kind of this broader cyber ecosystem?
Yeah, and you know what? I'm super careful about how I answer this question because there are very strong opinions.
Yeah.
I'm not a believer that cyber insurance fixes a client's cyber problems. Insurance is there to address the financial risk associated with um, how well you manage exposures as an organization. So I think a misconception that we often see is that people think that insurance brokers or insurers think that they are God's gift to cybersecurity. But cyber insurance and insurance in general is a very important part of managing risk. So, back in the day, cyber insurance was really, really easy to get. It was extremely inexpensive for the amount of capital you had access to from an insurance perspective. And there wasn't a whole lot of review done around governance and controls. And at the time, a lot of clients, especially our sophisticated clients, would give us a hard time. They'd be like, "You guys are
Mhm.
deploying tens, if not hundreds of $1 millions of capacity, barely asking me anything about my organization." Um, but that has changed a lot. And I think, despite that changing over the past 3 to 4 years, there's still a lot of that mindset that, insurance doesn't know what they're doing. They don't know the questions to ask.
Yeah.
But they've done a really, really good job of aligning themselves with industry standards and frameworks, asking relevant questions, not only around governance and controls, but risk overall, and actually addressing cyber as a risk. So, the conversation is always a little bit tough between cybersecurity professionals,
Mm.
cyber risk management professionals, and then cyber insurance professionals. There's always been little pockets of disagreement, but I think we're starting to reach a point where there's an understanding between the three of those functions
Yeah.
that we really need to work together rather than work against each other.
So would you say in Canada at least, you are starting to see maybe all of these folks being involved in the buying conversation?
I think we are. And I think it's something we'll have to continue to work on, but a lot of insurers have taken some really um, meaningful steps towards supporting their clients and managing their risk overall. And the function of a broker even has changed quite a bit over the past several years, where before a broker's role was just to place the insurance program, like the traditional broker
Mhm.
for property casualty, so on and so forth. But cyber insurance brokers have really had to skill up over the past
Yeah.
couple of years to make sure that they understand the risk. We'll never claim to be cybersecurity professionals. I want to make sure that's very clear. But we at least know how to have the conversations with our clients, the folks that they're relying
Mhm.
upon, and then the insurers around how our clients are managing that risk and how we can support them in managing that risk.